All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the Liq Podcast. We just did Bootleg Kev. Interview's about to go crazy. If you feel away, just know we talked about it. You feel me? And it's all displayed for everybody to listen to. So I know you're going to tune in. Don't get it twisted, get it right. It's the Liq Podcast. The hottest podcast on the internet.
Hottest.
Yeah.
Yo, Bootleg Podcast, man. Special guest in here. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. You guys have a podcast called The Liq.
Liq.
Liq. It's Liq.
Yeah.
You know why I say The Liq?
Because it looks like liquor.
Well, also because the alcoholics, but the Liqs were L-I-K.
Yeah.
So it's The Liq.
Liq. My name is Liq Scott.
Liq.
Liq Scott. All the homies call me Liq.
So
Drip.
this is The Liq Podcast.
Yeah, you see the drip? Drip like water, like wet.
Okay, so...
We ain't licking shit.
We ain't licking shit. Yeah.
So it's short for Liq.
Liq, yeah. All my homies call me Liq, so that's how I came to the Liq Podcast.
Okay, and then this is Yike Mike, who you're a DJ.
Yeah, DJ producer, graphic designer,
Everything.
all that, yeah.
And a co-host of the Liq Podcast.
So how long has this podcast been active?
Since 2018 we started.
Well, shit, that's a minute.
Yeah.
I like checked out some of your guys' stuff on YouTube, and I was like, okay, you guys are like throwing live parties.
Yeah, shit got kind of intense.
Yeah.
Like I saw like just a stream of like
Ass.
there's just like strippers
Ass
and
and titties.
and you're DJing
Yeah,
and like
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well this is different.
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
saw you guys obviously do your interviews and stuff as well. But like, how would you describe, I guess, your podcast?
It's a lifestyle podcast. We do life with people, and I was doing this since 2018, and I really found like if you watched our first episode that's on our YouTube,
Yeah.
I did what everybody does: get a bunch of homies, get a bunch of mics, and just wait for magic to happen.
Right.
And I realized nobody knows how to really talk, and everybody just kind of sits there and waits.
Right.
So I said, all right, let's go back to the drawing board. So I went back, started just looking at what their issues were, what the problems were, the main issues were, the look, the sound, the branding, all that stuff. So then I took some time off, came up with the rebranding, and then we did the whole Simpson vibe. The whole Simpson vibe is like people fuck with it just by looking at it.
No,
They
it
don't-
looks dope, yeah.
Yeah, they don't even have to hear it, and they're already like, yo, I fuck with your podcast. So
No, the set's cool with the couch and
yeah, so we did all that. I rebuilt the whole Simpson set, so that was like a quick eye grabber, the logo, everything, all that stuff. And then I was on this journey of doing what everybody else is doing. Get the artists, get the influencers, bring them in,
Right.
talk to them, do all that stuff or whatever. And then I got tired of talking to those people.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of them don't really know how to conversate themselves. They just want to come on the couch and get their dick stroked.
Right.
You feel me? Like, let me just get my clips to look, however they need to look on the gram. So I went on the journey. I did a lot of big names, interviewed a lot of big people, got a lot of good traction, but I felt like I was working harder and not smarter.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I got tired of that, I'm like friends with like DJs that play in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yike Mike, he plays at a lot of these mansion parties and stuff like that. So when we're going out, I'm giving these DJs my drop for the podcast. And I'm like, when we're here, play this, bro. Just play my drop in Hollywood.
Right.
So all that stuff is happening in Hollywood. We're going crazy in Hollywood as it is with our own circle of friends and the girls and all this other stuff that we're doing. So we were doing the interview stuff and we wanted to get into the live stream world. And the one thing that everybody says to me when they come over to the studio is, damn, you don't see all this on camera, like
Right.
all the room and everything. And so I just took time to say, okay, we're gonna go live. We have to show the whole room in the live. It has to be different than the episodes, And so when I decided to do that, I said, well, let's just do everything we're doing right now in Hollywood and these parties and these mansions, and let's just do it on live stream. I didn't want to do it like everybody else.
Right.
You get me? So we started doing it, and it started off with one DJ and one stripper. And then we went 6 months. The second episode, the stripper that was on the show, I literally had a conversation with her. I said, look, just give me 6 months, stay down for the come up, and I guarantee you we'll be in a different place. We just have to hit every week for 6 months.
Right.
And she said, I'm with it. And so we did that, and shit went crazy, and it just snowballed, and it snowballed, and it snowballed, and it snowballed, and it snowballed until the last episode, the season finale, we had to stop because the neighbors, the cops, people were banging on the door. It's not just a party on camera.
It's a party, yeah.
The streets, they're shooting music videos in. There's convertibles with ass being thrown, and my neighbors are just like, fuck. Like,
Is this at your house?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do that at the crib, like
Yeah.
garage?
Yeah, I wake up and cook.
We cook over here. We
cook.
So,
all these people that you're seeing are pulling up to my
your crib. So,
Yeah.
what is your history like? Just what do you do outside of the podcast? Like, I mean, obviously, you just don't.
I'm a creative, so I've always created. Prior to this, I was doing music videos for artists. So I was traveling, editing music videos and shooting music videos, ghost editing, getting hard drives sent to me for like labels and shit like that. So I was doing that. Like I said, I did one podcast with my friend Ziggy, and the thing I got out of that podcast was what you put out is what you're gonna get back.
For 100%.
So I was putting out these music videos, and I wasn't putting out enough podcast content. So once I got tired of that lane or that field and all that stuff, I said, fuck that. Like, I'm over it. These people are paying me to look big.
Right.
So I said, let me just stop making them look big and make
me look
myself
good.
look big real quick. And so that's what we did, and we ran it up, and it's been going crazy. And
Are you editing everything yourself?
It's being edited in real time.
Oh, it's like Switcher?
Yeah. Once it's done, once it's done, it's done. Like,
Got you.
I because it's my crib, I have time.
But even like when you guys do interviews,
Yeah.
I know. What about like your social clips? Are you making those yourself?
Yeah. We
Okay.
cut up. Yeah.
I didn't know if it's like you doing it. 'cause
No,
you
I
edit.
do it.
Okay.
Mike does it. We cut up. We really cook.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between, I guess, us and these other podcasts. They either don't know how to cook, or they just outsource it,
Right.
or they just let somebody figure it out. With us, we're sending clips back and forth. We're sitting there till 3 a.m. after the podcast,
Right.
sending clips on the laptop. Like, yo, this shit's crazy.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
Let me use that. Let me use that clip. Let me use that. Oh, you
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
clip? Bet. Oh, I got this effect. Oh,
He'll
let's
be in the
add that in
studio
there.
after
Like, we
just
cooking.
doing voiceovers for his social post later on.
Yeah.
So you told me off camera, you said that, because you said that you had an interview with of my friend RJ.
Yeah.
And his lady is Bree Carter, who's got a new project out. She's doing music. She's been doing music.
Yeah, she was just on the show.
Now you said that you had you didn't know that was his girl and his
I
baby
had
mom.
no idea.
So you had no idea.
No idea.
So you walked into that interview not knowing that.
No, I didn't walk into the interview.
But I'm saying, but you had asked. You had asked some questions that had you known,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have asked probably.
Not that I wouldn't have asked. I probably still would have asked, because like the whole premise of the show, we talk about relationships.
Right.
I probably would have just let things slide. When I look back at it, it's like I said it, we moved on, and then I doubled down on it. And that's when it was like, hey, yo. And I'm like, it's kind of what we do here.
Well, what you said was your superpower is not knowing.
The unknowing is my superpower.
So what does that mean?
I just ask, like, I think a lot of, I go to a lot of these events. One of the things we do different than a lot of these other podcasts is we go to these functions, we go to these events, and we do interviews with artists, and we're in the face with artists. And so a lot of the times, and one of the reasons I have Yike Mike and JR and these dudes around me is because they're in that
They
field.
know.
Yeah, so the people we're around, they're like, yo, go holler at him.
Right,
Go
right.
holler at him. And I'm like, all right, bet, what's up? I don't got a problem talking to people. I'm a
Right.
people person. And so, like, there's interviews where people have come to me after, like, yo, you asked him this, that's crazy. And I'm like, I don't know why
I didn't
it's
know better.
crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know why it's crazy. I just asking him questions, like, But I feel like that's my superpower. I don't know too much about these artists because I don't have time to study. Like, I'm literally like, I'm almost like a dog. When you know how a dog sniffs ass and they just kind of figure out what's up with you. That's how I am with people. I'm like, what's up with you? What do you do? What do you want? What's popping? All right, what's moving? All right, cool. Bet on next.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? Okay, cool. That's how I am with people. So yeah.
I know that the Day in LA homie had did a LA rapper report card.
Yeah.
And what made you want to do LA area podcast report card?
It's marketing.
Yeah.
It's just marketing. Like I said, me and Mike, we cook.
Right.
I cook. Like, I design. I'm with the
How long
laptop.
were you working on this?
Huh?
How long did it take for you to put this together?
Week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said this was LA area podcast report card?
That's what it looks like, right?
Nah, I was connected is IE based.
Oh,
Shout out
well,
to
I mean,
Oz
I'm
Connect,
talking
IE.
about Southern California.
California.
Yeah, it's a California.
Would it be
Yeah.
Southern California?
Yeah,
It's safe
yeah.
to say it's a Southern
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I didn't really look at it like like location based. I just looked like over here on this side of town. What are some of the outlets that are making noise and have influence over here on this side? So I didn't really look at like boundaries. So I don't really know where all these are located, you know.
Right.
But I didn't go to like the podcast I know on the East Coast. And
No.
all the
I mean, the way I looked at this was
yeah.
I looked at it as like the way is his name Dejan?
Dejan, yeah.
Dejan, the way he did
The LA report.
I was like, oh, this is like a obviously Southern California based report card, right?
Yeah.
So I see you guys got all 10s, which is expected because it is your report card.
Somebody commented, it was like, you can't grade your own shit. I said, I can.
I mean, why
and
not?
did.
And if you're gonna grade your own shit, it's got to be all 10s.
Yeah.
You should grade your own shit. So I'm looking at this report card, and the one thing I can say is I never met you guys or spoke to you guys ever before. So when I got tagged in this report card, I was like, I don't know. Let me take a peek.
Wait, let me ask you this. Do you agree with your grade?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think, like, holistically, like, the whole thing, like, this thing is off? Do you
I think
it's on?
Well, this is what I'll say. Like, with stuff like this, everything's opinion based.
Subjective. Yeah, it's subjective.
Subjective, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying, with your opinion, do you think this is far off?
Like, I'm not all the way
Tapped in with everybody?
tapped in with everybody on this.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is fair, right?
Yeah.
So for me, if you look at like
For the ones that you do know.
I love Back on Fig, so I agree with you there. I think Brown Bag is great, so I agree with you there. I haven't watched enough of Gina's stuff to really give a grade on Hofessions.
Yeah, I had to do research on that
But
one.
I agree with her being a 10 personality.
Yeah.
She got a D+ overall, but she got a 10 as a personality, so I could agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw what the homie Quan said about the Clap It Up LA guys, so I am very I'm ignorant to their platform, and I don't mean to be. I got to check it out. But they got an F.
Yeah.
The Day in LA guy, again, like I know who he is, and I've seen him on other platforms, and I know he's got certain opinions about radio that him and I don't see necessarily eye to eye on, and I'm sure we'll talk one day. He's got a D. But again, I haven't watched his podcast, so I can't even
Have you seen snippets? Nothing?
I've only seen him on No Jumper.
What stops you from watching the podcast? Like, is it time or you just don't?
I had time. I guess I'm like in my bubble. So my bubble
I'm
is
the
like
same way.
my bubble is like sports, Joe Rogan, and I mean it takes a lot for me to like check out a new platform.
Have you seen the Liq Podcast? Like, have you watched any?
I just did. I just did this week.
Which one?
I threw on the AZ Chike episode.
Yeah.
Have you seen the live
That
stream?
episode was crazy.
So listen.
Chike came on the podcast with shit on his chest to let off. That was the first time any artist came to the podcast with shit to get off. I was like,
I did
shit.
was I just kind of looked over your guys' channel and I was like, okay, you guys are doing these streams.
Yeah.
So I threw the stream on and I was like, oh, they got strippers and shit and a DJ and there's 4 angles. Like, I've never seen nothing like that before. Like, it looked cool. The one thing I was worried about is like, if y'all titty pops out, y'all can get demonetized.
Yeah, that's what I said.
This is the thing with the whole Monday thing. Anyways, the whole thing was for promotion because we're playing commercial music, so we can't monetize it anyways.
True, but I'm saying you might get your channel yanked.
You know what? It hasn't. Nothing has
Titties
happened.
have popped out?
Yeah, we put like adults and all this shit. I don't know if you went on YouTube, but like YG's video has full on naked bitches on YouTube.
I haven't noticed. Well, you know what? We just talked about this a few
No,
weeks.
like butt naked.
No, there's a dude who went viral because he shaved his asshole on YouTube and it's still up. It's got like 50 million views.
Yeah. Like
There's a grown man who shaved his asshole.
I think a lot of people are afraid
on YouTube.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid of nudity on YouTube, but you can do it. There's just a way to do it.
So
I think you just got to.
So I checked out like your guys'. I love the set. I love how you guys recreated the Simpsons couch. Looks dope. That's dope. It's in your garage too.
Yeah.
So it looks legit. I've seen some of the 44 Vato stuff. That's to do with the orange ski mask.
Yeah, orange ski mask.
I like his shit. It's cool. I don't know who Ox Connect is, so I can't.
You know who DJ Charlie Cinco is?
Charlie Cinco?
Yeah, I follow him on TikTok.
That's his platform.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like his TikToks.
Yeah.
He be playing the LA stuff, right?
Or
Everything, playlists,
Yeah.
IE,
I think
even
it's dope.
just like everything.
Damn, y'all
yeah.
gave him an F. Damn.
He hasn't dropped in a while.
Consistency's off. I'm on that. I was on that podcast.
Well, I also like. Okay, but I like his TikToks.
Yeah.
I really do. So you guys did give him a social media content. You guys gave him a 9.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
Well,
consistency is important.
Yeah, but like if the social media content with the stuff that they drop on like Instagram and the artists that go through there,
yeah. So that's fair.
That
I mean, look, if you give them a 9 on that, that makes sense, right?
Yeah. But as far as consistency, it's just not there. Like as far as podcasts dropping,
I love Rosecrans Ave. I love Rosecrans Vic. I mean, they've been kind of the LA platform to me for a long time.
Yeah.
I think Homegrown Radio maybe could have been a little higher, but I'm biased because DJ Head is like my brother. I mean, he just called me before we started this podcast.
Yeah.
But again,
but I feel like they're
I think consistency is their
issue.
Their issue,
yeah,
for sure.
But I feel like they're in like this not rebranding phase, but they're doing different things.
Yeah, and like you gave them like a 10 on topics, 8 on personality, 10 on And the really important thing is the 10 on impact.
Yeah.
And the 10 on...
I give a lot of 10s out. This report card got a lot of 10s.
I think, when you look at a lot of this shit, and I like the corner store freestyles, but again, it's like, it's a freestyle platform from what I've seen. Again, I'm speaking from a place of ignorance because that's all I've seen.
Yeah, me too. And that's why I gave the personality
or topics a 4, because if you got freestyles, what are the topics?
Yeah,
but they do great freestyles.
Yeah.
Let's see, Community, B+. I love Back on Fig. I love Fumunity. I love their podcast. I like Icon.
Yeah.
And I think...
You like Icon?
I think he's great on that podcast. I don't know about him on No Jumper because I think...
I'm just saying...
I like him as a host of the Fu Community podcast.
I just think the energy needs to be a little more energy.
I think it's cool. I think that like he's doing a good job of...
Yeah.
I like Fu Community. They're solid. I've always fucked with them. They're a great follow. They kind of...
It was funny because I was doing a bunch of collab posts with a bunch of other media platforms, and they collabed with me, and I got somebody in trouble over there because they hit me after like an hour later and was like, my manager told me I can't post this because we didn't get an A. So then they took it down and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, a B is respectable.
Yeah, like you just got to run it up.
No Jumper is C.
Yeah.
Let me see what... Okay. So personality, a 5. So obviously you guys aren't friends of Adam because he is the personality. 10,
No.
7.
No, but No Jumper is not just Adam. It's everybody that's there.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Because I do think there are certain guys on their channel that aren't great.
I feel like they just it's like a revolving door, and they're trying to find that.
Hey, that's fair.
personality.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brick Baby, who's amazing. Yeah. He's here actually right now.
There's some people that are solid. Some people that just looks like they're trying to figure it out and just.
I do think they're really good at. I think you gave them a 4 on social media content, but I feel like they pump out content on social media a lot.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's not just posting. It's. Back in the day, they were like the lead of the culture where you went to them for new flavor. Now it's just internet mess.
Okay.
You get me? It's not it's not about their podcast anymore.
Why do you guys? I'm assuming that the Dejan guy's not happy with this.
Yeah, low key. Well, I mean, I don't really know.
You guys did your own version of his thing and gave him a D.
Did you see the cover photo?
I saw
where he's holding it.
I saw that.
Crazy.
What did you think about that?
I mean, I thought it was kind of funny. That's the post I saw because I think I was tagged in it or something.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But
what do you think he thought?
I thought he hated it for sure.
Why would he hate it though?
Because he did the LA report card.
Yeah, but holding it. He looks good.
It's him.
We're promoting him.
Yeah, he's the brand of the report card. So we got to do our respects, and this is the podcast.
So you guys did pay homage to him in that way,
basically.
Homage. Yeah, but I photoshopped his hand to hold his own report card.
Did he DM you guys or anything?
Nah, he reposted somebody's tweet
that said online.
He reposted somebody's tweet that said, it ain't valid if it's not Dejan doing the report card or something like that. And that's all I've really heard of it. But yeah. Everybody in my comments is tagging him. Everybody around me. This is the crazy part. I haven't been blocked, but Grindface got blocked. All these other people that follow him.
Yak Mike?
Nah. I mess with John. I made his intro for his whole podcast, the beat. I made that. I've done like...
Yak Mike's a great name, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm the one and only, so all these...
Hey, that's a sick name. What's your name? Yak Mike, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I'm going to use that as a tag. I got that that Kev tag, no cap.
But you guys gave me an A, which I appreciated. I guess I don't really... I mean, thanks.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because there's some people that hit me up and try to make this like a racial.
Because we don't know each other.
Yeah, we don't know each other at all.
I never have ever spoken to either of you guys.
At all.
I never followed you before this. So it was an unbiased thing.
It's an unbiased thing. And I'm going to tell you why. Because to me, watching from the outside, I don't sit here and watch every episode. I'd lie to you if I did that. But the clips that you do post and the interviews that you do get, I feel like for the culture, they're impactful. They're big names. They mean something. The branding is here. It's consistent. When everybody fell off with podcasting, everybody wants to start a podcast. And one thing I tell everybody that tells me, oh, I want to start a podcast, I said, good luck. The hardest part about podcasting isn't these cameras, isn't any of this shit. The hardest part is consistency and swimming.
Consistency.
And the fact that you've been doing it for so long, to me, I feel like you're the West Coast version of like Funk Flex.
I appreciate
you
that.
get me? Like, he's just a known staple, and artists know. They go over there to rap. They go over there to check in. They go over there to do that. And it's been a flag that's been over here consistently. You know, where people aren't like, oh, it was here for a little bit, and then where did it go? He's out there trying to figure it out right now, or he's doing other things, and he got another deal over here, so his podcast is suffering for it. And it's always been consistent. So from the outside, I'm like, that would be someone where I could be like, yeah, like, that would be a good model to follow for anybody podcast.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I don't even know these guys.
I'm
the only other A on here.
No. But see, this is the thing. Some people try to make it a racial thing.
I haven't seen any of the commentary about my grade.
Yeah.
So there has been people saying that?
Oh, my DM's crazy. I'm trying to dick ride. I gave Full Immunity a good grade because I want to meet them and I'm a fan of them and I need them. And I graded other platforms higher grades than the black ones. And so I'm disrespecting the black community and all. I didn't look at color. I looked at quality.
Yeah.
I looked at quality. Sound. Mm-hmm. Like, sound is a big issue for a lot of these platforms trying to figure it out.
For sure.
Straight up. And a lot of the things that people don't value, it shows.
Production value.
Production value is crazy. And a lot of them got a bad grade in my eyes because it's the same setup. It's a round table with microphones or a flat wall that doesn't look interesting. And they just think if I talk, people will listen. No, buddy.
Everybody wants to podcast and do all this stuff the same exact way. Like, everybody wants to be a clone.
Well, I will say this. Like, that was one thing, because I'm not sure you guys partying on stream is a podcast.
No, but did you watch the whole episode?
You might have seen it, the party, but let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Very original.
Wait, but did you watch the full episode?
I didn't get to the whole episode.
Okay. Let me explain to you what happens on the podcast. So if you watch a full episode, right? We are the first platform to give strippers a voice. Not sit there and exploit them.
Right.
Not sit there and say, shake that ass, bitch, I want to get in that pussy.
Right.
No, right? The turn up is a byproduct of our lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So what we do in our podcast is we turn up, party, have a good time, get everybody comfortable. Then we stop, get the girls on the couch.
Podcast time,
talk it out. When we're ready to switch the seat, back to the music. Everybody's having a good time. Next person on the couch.
Well, it's a really, I would say this, it is extremely original.
Yeah.
And because I was telling this to my boy Eric. I'm like, man, like, these dudes is doing something I never seen done.
Yeah, but
because even just like when you hit play, like, imagine if I was like, yo, this is some shit you could just have on at the crib.
Bro, my friends are telling me they're over there busting down trees and breaking weed up for all these, what do they call it? Trimming or whatever?
Right.
And these guys are just watching it. They're at work and they're just watching it. It's just something to put on.
Yeah, something to throw on.
You could just listen to it.
Mm-hmm. The music selection is already fire. You need aux cord and
mm-hmm.
you have your homies, you got a kickback. Yeah. You could just throw on the mix on the podcast. The mix is cold.
A lot of people got lost in the ass. But what they don't realize is that these same girls are with us for 6 months straight every Monday.
So they're there every Monday. So they're just regular cast members. Yes,
we have a team. I got 11 girls that got the podcast tatted on them.
I saw that.
On live
I just
stream.
saw that. I just saw somebody had that. I was like, yo, check that out.
On live stream. 11 girls on live stream got tatted.
Yeah.
And so my thing is that it's like a road trip. You ever been on a road trip with somebody, like a long one,
mm-hmm.
and somebody you didn't know that well? Yeah. By the end of the road trip,
you're like,
I kind of know this guy and I know why I fuck with him and I know why I don't fuck with him, right? And so this 6 months was a long-ass road trip with these girls. And so nobody was rushing to fuck these girls. We just took time to get to know them.
You respected them.
We took time to get to know them.
That's the problem. Most time people bring strippers around because eventually you want to try to fuck.
Yeah, but my thing is they're on the couch saying, thank you. Nobody's ever just heard us out. Nobody's ever tried to figure us out. They just
strippers get a really bad misrepresentation.
Yeah, but one thing I realized in doing the pod was that stripping is just like working at Starbucks.
I agree fully.
It's just like they don't give a fuck about you.
It is a literal job.
It's a literal job. That's what I learned.
Their job is to kind of be your counselor or make you feel like they like you.
Yeah, type shit.
That is their literal profession. My job is to make you feel like I like you.
Yeah.
And if you feel that way, you're going to give me some money. And then you're going to go home to your wife. And then I'm going to get off of work and go home to my boyfriend or my kids or whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah,
they're half naked counselors or naked counselors.
And so some of the girls we went from the stripper thing, and then other girls started catching wind of it, and then we brought in some 304s that are actually on Fig and shit like that. They're coming in and telling their story, so it gets deep. There was one girl that was off the block was like, damn, is this church or a podcast? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Crazy.
We have deep conversation on there, but you got to get past the ass.
I'm going to dive in.
Yeah, you got to get past the ass.
I was impressed. Like I said, I love the presentation, and I really just like the, it's hard to see originality.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like, this
So do you agree with my grade or not? From what you've seen?
For yourself?
Yeah. Is there something that you've seen that you disagreed with? As far as content, as far as impact, as far as branding, consistency, topics?
Okay, this is what I would say.
If there's something you don't know about, yeah.
I'm very, like I said, I kind of skimmed through your shit. Yeah. I think I like your branding. I like the originality. Great production value. You're building community. I don't know much about the topics because I haven't really seen too much to give you that. I mean, look, this is your fucking report card.
So don't go easy, Kev. Be honest.
No, be honest. Be honest, because the
I would say maybe impact would be high.
Why would you say that?
I think just because, like, when I think of impact, I think of homegrown radio. Like, I think of, like, you know.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So in my opinion, impact to me would be like the impact on either an artist's trajectory, right? So if you're helping like break artists and like you can go back and like see, well, shit, you know, when I think of DJ Head and Chuck did a Kendrick interview and like, you know, I mean, I had one in 2011. I think they had one in 2010. I think impact is, I maybe look at that as more of like a longevity
like
thing.
Did I make somebody?
No, not even that. Just
lives?
Like for me, impact
I think you've had impact on people who are on your show, right? These girls and like maybe changing like the narrative on strippers and shit. But again, I'm speaking from not the most, you know, I think impact to me though is like if I were to look at this.
Hey, let me ask you this. Has anybody ever cried on this show? Like tears?
Yes.
How many people have cried on this show?
One. So to me that's different because
to me
that's topics.
No, that's not topics.
Because
that's not topics at all.
Because what I'm thinking
You're impacting somebody's life. Yesterday, we brought in an artist because we do music reviews on Wednesdays, right? This artist sent his music in. We did a review. We liked it, so we brought him in the studio. Yesterday, we played his music because we fucked with it. We brought him in. We're playing his stuff. What did he tell you on the couch yesterday while we're playing his stuff?
He was like, this is getting a little emotional right now. Like, y'all really, like, genuine in here.
So I think that's like, to me, like, when I think of impact, I think of like, okay, if we're talking about like LA culture, right? What are the synonymous platforms that have been here the longest, right? So to me, when I think of like a homegrown radio, I'm like, well, shit, homegrown has an impact that has been here for so long, and they've done so much to help. You know, they have moments in like LA hip hop history that they've.
Is there any clips of anybody?
So I want y'all to know this. I'm looking at this strictly through a hip hop lens.
So that's just a time thing. You're saying that's based on like how long they've been around.
But see, this isn't just off of hip hop because
So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this because I'm a hip hop guy. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a hip hop too.
So when I look at this, I'm thinking of
44 Vato doesn't. He covers other stuff, news and all that stuff, and not so much that.
But so when I look at this, I mean, listen.
Show Some Love. That's what's her name? Tally Spencer. It's a love podcast. It doesn't have anything to do with
I'm not
music.
hip. But what I was gonna say was like, I mean, look, because I'm thinking of this as like the LA rapper report card.
Yeah,
So I'm looking at
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
the same way.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, when I think of impact, I think of like, I'm looking at impact through a hip hop lens. Now, the impact you might have on your guests is different, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you that. Like if that's the lens you're looking at it through, like then yeah, I mean, if you have people crying and you're changing people's lives and then I look down and I'm trying to see who else had low impact just so I could have some sort of. So like, let me give you an example, right? The category of impact.
Yeah.
When I see No Jumper's got a 7, but I see the impact of No Jumper created 2 of the B and B plus platforms on this.
Wait, hold on.
So if you think about No Jumper, from No Jumper, Back on Fig and Community were born. Is that a safe thing to say? Because neither of them would have been doing content. I mean, they'll both listen. T-Rel and AD are my boys.
Yeah.
They'll tell you
Fair
that.
thing to say. Fair thing to say.
So to me, that's a big impact because if No Jumper,
Yeah, but I think but also
I guess it just depends on the lens you're looking at each one of these.
no.
topics.
So for impact for me, I feel like the No Jumper category. I feel like they were high, but this is recent. This isn't based off of past things that happened a year ago or 6 months ago or whatever. This is today, right? And so with everything with falling apart, like he did a whole orgy on his
I saw that, yeah.
thing. So I mean, it's not like his platform is hurting. He's impacting elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's still successful. But as far as culturally, what everybody went there for, it lost a lot of points because it's not what it's supposed to be.
For sure, it's not what it used to be.
It's not what it used to be at all.
It's not, but
It's not hurting.
I'm not saying it's not what it used to be size-wise. I'm saying it's not what it used to be in terms of what people expect to get from it.
Yeah. He switched
Well, you
the
used
whole.
to go to No Jumper to find out about the hot SoundCloud rappers. Now you go to No Jumper just for, whatever.
For what? What do you go there for?
I just like to hear him and Wack talk. I think Rosecrans, Vic, and those guys have had some. You got them at a 9 on impact because I think Rosecrans Av has done a lot to help push the LA hip hop culture.
And just to speak on Rosecrans, he does a lot of footwork.
Oh, for
You
sure.
get me?
He's
Like
active.
his footwork is there, not just that.
Vic is active, bro. And he's on this twice because he's a part of Brown Bag.
And the thing about it is, what I respect about Rosecrans, I'd be out at these events. And
he's there.
He had, not only is he there, but he has a team of people out there doing media for his brand.
100%.
So it's bigger than like, you get me? There's a lot of people that are missing on the work.
No, Rosecrans is great. He's a great
Definitely.
and he's a part of Brown Bag, which is one of my favorite platforms.
Yeah, it just gets kind of iffy with me when you start breaking up the brands.
So let me ask you this:
multiples.
what is okay? You have an F on here, 2 Fs and a D.
Oh yeah.
You got Aux Connect, Clap It Up LA, and Day in LA.
Yeah.
Do you is it because y'all got beef with these guys, or you truly?
I got no beef with nobody in
Okay.
this world. I go to bed every night with like happy.
I'm from the suburbs. I don't beef. I
Yeah,
don't
we
do
don't
that.
beef. We're not hard.
Where are you
we none
from?
of that.
I'm from the IE Rancho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rancho Cucamonga. Also,
Tell him. Shout out CJ Stroud. We going crazy.
is he the quarterback for the Texans?
Yep. Play football with him. That's my boy. Shout out
Oh,
CJ
shit.
Stroud.
I hope he's terrible this year because we own the first round pick for the Texans. I'm a Cardinals fan.
Nah.
I'm a Cardinals
Super
fan.
my
so-
boy, man. We gonna go up.
No, I mean, look, I think this is dope. I think it's super.
There's no beef. I just
and
feel
let me
like,
say this too.
Yeah.
The one cool thing about this is it went viral, and for whatever reason, everybody on this list got new exposure.
Straight up.
So even if you are somebody like, the Biggest Bros, I gotta check them out because I've never heard of them.
The Biggest Bros is what is it? House Phone and Blasey.
Oh, that's them.
That's them. That's their platform.
I've seen their shit.
Yeah.
And Yuri and them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't, bro. I didn't realize that's what
See,
they were
and
called.
the crazy part about these other like Biggest Bros, Hofessions, and the community and all that, I feel like.
And then for real, No Jumper has 3 platforms on here that spawned from.
Yeah, but these smaller platforms, I feel like when they left No Jumper, they had to figure it out on their own.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? Like prior to them leaving No Jumper, it was just showing up and talk.
I do love.
So,
I mean, Fig, Back on Fig is one of my favorite shits to watch. I love T-Rail.
I don't know the other guy's name, but he has a really good personality.
Mac Wap.
He's in the little room. He's an older dude in the little room. He's with the computer. They have the strippers in there too.
Wait, on what platform?
On the what is
Community?
it? The community.
About with Pun?
Community.
With Pun?
I don't know his name specifically.
Oh, Ace Boys.
Yeah.
Ace Boys. So
Yeah.
that's Pun.
Yeah.
Pun's like the older dude with the glasses.
Yeah.
That's Pun.
His personality is amazing.
Nah, Pun's great.
Fuck with it.
Yeah, and they got the Yam Cam going. They always got chicks pulling out their cheeks on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you guys have that in common. Ho Fashions, shout out to Gina. I think at the end of the day, there's no way you're gonna do this list and not offend somebody.
Yeah, but I think what
Just like it's just there's just no way.
yeah,
Like,
but see,
everybody thinks they deserve an A+.
true, but every one of these podcasts, what they do on their podcast is talk about other people. This is the first time anybody's ever talked about podcasts in a group, and that's what's offensive by it. But you can't be offended by it if you do it every day.
Right.
About all these other artists and everything going on. My thing is, I just like to do things that nobody's doing. I got tired of just covering artists because there's enough people that do that. You get me? We're going to talk to the artists and they're going to be part of what we're doing, but I'm going to do things that people aren't doing. And when everybody's going left, we're going to go right.
Yep.
When everybody's going right, we're going to go left.
Yep.
And this is what this is. I just put the spotlight on them.
You don't think it's bad? Do you agree that we should be keeping, like how Dejan had the artist report card? The whole goal is to make West Coast music, you feel me, get everybody to get better. Mm-hmm. Just like the platforms that are covering these artists, the platforms need to get these artists and cover them, and so we can get back up. Mm-hmm. You don't think it's wrong to hold these platforms accountable, just like we hold these artists accountable?
I don't even think you're holding them accountable. I just think this is a cool idea. It's like, hey.
Nah, we're holding them accountable for sure. Y'all better get better.
You know why? Because I put so much time and effort into what we do, and I feel like there's these artists that are blinded by just going and getting content that they don't give a fuck how it looks.
Right.
They're just like, all right, give me a mic. I need a camera, and I need to look like I'm getting interviewed. And
I
so
mean,
the artists, the
really,
people that go get interviewed, they don't keep these people accountable at all.
To me, when you dive into like the specific categories, like like the corner store guy, like you got a 10 in consistency, branding, originality, and impact. Like that's dope. Now he's got a C+, but that's because of stuff that you're, like you said, like
he just needs to talk more. He just needs to have a
a
small interview part.
To me, it's not even like a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, no, because his show isn't that.
Yeah, and then I just know that like the Dejan kid, obviously the report card had a lot of impact. You gave him a 10 for that because he inspired y'all to do this.
Yeah. He got hip hop mad over here on this side. He impacted a lot of people's lives. He made people feel. I think when I think about impact, I think about feeling, right? You can feel good or you can feel bad about me. You feel me? But as long as you can make people feel, that's what this is all for. Everybody has an opinion, but can you make somebody feel? Right now, this thing made people feel. And so for that,
any negatives you guys have ran into with this?
What do you mean negatives?
Just like anything negative, like that maybe you were like, maybe I burned a bridge, or that like.
Bro, I had people on my team say, "Hey, bro, we might burn a bridge. Fuck the bridge.
Okay.
Let's build a boat. Let's fucking go." Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I got an A.
Yeah, real shit. Because at the end of the day, if these people were gonna fuck with me, they would have fucked with me.
Right.
I'm not worried about anybody giving me a handout. I'm not worried about anybody opening a door. I'm living life and I'm cooking.
Right.
I'm in here just cooking, and you guys are just getting to watch the artwork. You get me? So I don't really. This world is so big. This world is ginormous, and I don't have to worry about who's fucking with me and who's not. I'm just here cooking. That's all we're really doing.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Like when I look at the like actual like categories, because I'm a fan of Gina.
Yeah.
So you gave her a 10 as a personality. It's like, that says you're great.
Yeah. Her personality is amazing, but I feel like
Could the consistency be better? Sure.
Yeah, the consistency, but it's not just that. It's like she's with Sway, and then she's with No Jumper, and then she's with.
Well, Whole Fashions, I think, is her own show.
Yeah, Whole Fashions is her own shit. But what I'm saying, there's no like brand.
Right.
Around like
and she's building
the brand. No, but the brand is her name. It's not an actual like.
Right, Whole Fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man. I appreciate the love on here. I think it's interesting because I think, like you said, like you get people talking, and to me, if
it's something to do on the internet,
and if somebody is like really offended by it, it's like, hey man, like, one, this is your opinion.
Yeah.
Two, maybe improve.
Yeah. And just like Motion Mondays with the strippers was advertisement and marketing, this is the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. The difference is we're doing it with style. We're making fashion out of it.
You got to show the comments too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People were saying the internet is not real life, but this looks pretty real to me.
Yeah.
Hit the bombs on them one
Let
time.
me see who was all on there. Jesus Christ.
We got Storm
hold on.
DeBarge on there.
Hold on.
Here.
Thank you.
That's for you. You can read the back.
Yeah, the
I
comments
got
on the back.
We got the comments on the back.
Yeah, of course. Because there's love and there's hate. There's booze.
And that's documented.
And there's awes.
Some people are haters and some people support.
This is what I would say. I see the laughs. Okay. Yeah, I saw getting graded with my rounds, my rose crayons pink, but my bag brown. That's fire. Yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, I think you guys are doing something dope. I think people, like, these kind of lists are made for people to disagree on.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
This is a debate. Not to disagree on there.
But this is a debate
spark
piece.
conversation.
To spark conversation.
Yeah.
So however you feel about it, it should spark some conversation.
Do you think it's a conversation that needs to happen though?
I mean, I think that there's people who take this shit extremely serious. And I think for the most part, all the people who I'm extremely educated about on this list do take it very serious. So yeah, maybe, because like at the end of the day, like, you know how many people start podcasts every week or every day, and these people watch these platforms and they do this. Oh, I need to do it like No Jumper. Or I need to do it like Bootleg Kev. Or I need to do it like this. And so my thing is, if we're coming in this game and we're taking it dead ass serious and we're trying to be the hottest in the game and we're trying to do all this shit, I move more like an artist than a podcaster. And like, this is a great way to promote your shit.
Yeah.
Straight up. Because now everybody's got to go check your shit out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're coming in the culture not to change it because it's going to change on its own, but we're coming to shift it and tilt it to where we want it to be. And the way we're doing it is by telling people what we fuck with and what we don't. And just by us moving out there, creating content, all this shit. We just did a mansion party
I saw that.
in the IE.
Yeah.
And the moment we showed up, the people were expecting us.
Podcast.
Oh shit, Liq Podcast in the building.
Podcast.
Ass went from 0 to 100 quick. When we go in a room, that's impact.
We're the blueprint.
We changed like.
So let me ask you this. Do you think impact also, because there's a couple of ways to look at impact.
Yeah.
I'm looking at impact through the lens I already told y'all.
Yeah.
Another way to look at impact is, how does your content impact viewers?
It impacts viewers because, for one, we're getting into real life.
Because I say that because I saw what Watts Homie Quan said.
Yeah.
So
but
when you see something like that,
Are you talking about the whole black people are making your podcast?
I think I just saw what he said, that like he in regards to the Clap It Up podcast, he has said something like, your shit is like meant for people to like, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but essentially you guys are doing parties and
there's no substance.
Right.
But if you actually watch it, there is substance.
Right.
There's a video that was posted of him coming on the podcast and saying substance, talking about God.
You talking about Watts Homie Quan?
Yes.
Okay. He went on your guys' podcast?
Yeah, had him on a year ago.
Right. I mean, I think it's dope, man. I think you guys, are, I'll say this, innovative, man, because I've never seen anybody do
And it's crazy because there's people that I like. What this? You want to know what this did? We're in LA. We're at all these events. We go to the pop-ups. We're at the Asali store. He's spinning at Asali for all the pop-ups that happen over there. All that shit. So we're active. We're out there in the streets doing the footwork. People that I thought fucked with me, this exposed a lot of people that don't fuck with me, and it helped me out. Because it helped me cut the bullshit.
Yeah, because we're essentially...
We're shaking hands every day. What's up?
We're exposing the real in all these people. Even when they come on the couch, they're like this on the internet, but in real life, not like that. So
who's your, who would you guys say? I saw AMBJ commented, but Ruchi, you guys fuck with Ruchi, obviously.
Yeah.
Who would you guys say is like your guys' closest homie in the rap game when it comes to like big, like supporting? Like, who's your guys' biggest supporter?
We got YB and Namir, Kai Benz, DB by the Bag, True Car, Radio
DB?
Bass, OG Mako.
Oh, dope. Shit, Namir still lives in Riverside, right?
Not Riverside no more. Nah. Yeah, We got a show coming up, so
Yeah, like right now,
Yep. I'm his DJ.
you know.
Oh, you're his DJ?
You know,
Yeah.
Scum.
Did you do my club in Scottsdale?
I did.
1111. That's
I was
my
looking forward to meeting you, and then you weren't there.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
I own that club.
Yeah.
I didn't see
you know
you.
Scum and Uno.
No.
Scum Beats. He produced Tatiana for Blueface.
Blueface
Okay.
produces and shit like that. Scum tell Uno.
Load it up.
Yeah.
You don't know?
Nah.
Never heard?
You never heard of Scum Beats?
Maybe I heard that
Yeah.
tag, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
the tag.
I don't know
All right.
him. I don't know what he looks like. You know.
So these are big producers in the game right now. They're Blueface is like
right.
main producers right now, right?
FB.
These dudes that are coming around right now, like they're tucked and we got them popping out right now.
Right.
These artists are in my DMs right now, fucking with us heavy right now because they see the motion and what we're doing. And so we went from chasing to attracting. And my thing is, I'd rather be an artist homie than just send out 1,000 DMs. Hey, bro, try to come on my show.
Right.
The content is speaking, and they're fucking with us because we're
They're gonna
outside.
come to you.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Based upon what we put out. So I stopped chasing. I started attracting, and it's different.
I love it.
Way different.
Well, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. I think you guys are attracting a lot of attention with this.
Yeah.
We're basically just showing the culture, like, and then if you look at everybody that's on the show, it's not just random people. We do music reviews. People sending music every Wednesday, Monday.
How many times a week are you guys?
Twice a week, Mondays
twice
and
a week,
Wednesdays.
Monday and
People
Wednesdays.
sending
Actually,
music.
Mondays and
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
people sending music. We got DJs, engineers. We have people that come on and we actually give an actual opinion and not just give an opinion. We tell them critique how to
Right.
get better and what to do. Since we're DJs, if we like the song, we invite them on the couch.
Right.
Like TB, Bag Party. He was the first Golden Buzzer. We invited him on. Now his song's going super crazy. We've seen
You
that
guys
in
had
him.
Veda on yet?
No, we were just with Veda at the club.
Yeah.
And he about to come on. He Scum and Uno produced for him too.
Yeah, I feel like Veda's got like a
Yeah.
wave going. Like his
Yeah.
sound is like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you go to LA, he's the guy who you'll hear his shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I be wondering how he be having all those samples and
I don't know
like
if he's clearing them. There's no way. He is.
Yeah.
like the
We
Rack
had, that
City.
whole, we had that whole dialogue
Crazy.
on the show
No,
with
he's
Scum
not,
and Uno.
he's not clear.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not clear with that. Yeah.
hey, but good for him. He
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
that distro kid check as long as he can until they come through and they're like,
Yeah.
Hey, but so when we talk about impact though, like when we going out to all these events and talking to the artists, because there's been artists that we've tried to get them on the show, but they've said, "Oh, we charge," and we've pulled up
if
to them
somebody-
in person.
This is what I would say. If anybody tells me, I've only had one person try to charge me to do an interview. Actually, I take that back too. One of them was Crick Mac, and it was $500, and I was like, you know what? I'd pay $500 just to hang out with Crick Mac and record it. Whatever. we haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
The other one was Bandman Kevo tried to charge me 10 grand, and I just said, LOL, I'll pass.
Yeah.
And then has his people reach out trying to get bottles at my club last week because he was in Arizona. I'm like, bro, you got me fucked up, bro. You ain't comping
That's
no
crazy.
fucking bottles. But when I say so like that's
There's a couple people that try to charge too, but those people I felt like
so I think you guys
Yeah.
pretty much are spot on because when I see Impact, I'm like, okay. To me, I think of like DJ Head goes and sits in the studio with these artists and helps like Big Bank from YG. I'm not sure that song comes out without DJ Head like
but that's not a podcast. That's
True.
DJ Head on his own.
true. But it's
That's DJ Head on his own. It's not. He's
Fair
not.
enough.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Fair
It's
enough.
not
Fair.
a podcast. Yeah.
That's fair.
They have different accolades, and I think being spread out.
No, that's a fit. Like
yeah.
you said, and that's like where the brands are kind of spread. Chuck sometimes does interviews on his own at the radio station. So I get the.
That's like saying me and JR are in the studio with like Blueface and making records with all these artists.
So
and
the podcast has more impact.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys got a lot of this shit. But again, I am not all the way. I don't want to sit here and be like, you guys are right, because I'm not hip to a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
Like Dom and Doe, you said is from Orange
Yeah.
County?
But no. But what I'm saying from Orange County. But from what you do know, it's fair. From the things you do know.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably personally, the only thing I would probably change on here, if I had to change something, I think that the Day in LA dude probably deserves a little. I feel like he's extremely. Even though I don't agree with most of the things that he says.
like what?
He's just approach to radio and like he's honestly beefing with Head. So he says some shit about Head that's crazy, which
Yeah, that's your boy, huh?
That's your boy.
Head's like the most selfless motherfucker alive, and he's been pushing this LA line for I don't know.
But from what I heard, Head be biased with some people though. Yeah, from what I heard, like he's kind of a gatekeeper.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't
yeah.
think he's. I mean, biased. I wouldn't say Head's biased. I think Head.
No,
just, Go ahead.
Why do you think? Okay, you in the radio too. Why are you guys?
I don't know.
I'm on in 25 cities every day. So
Okay, but why do you ever like reach out to other upcoming artists like
all
the
time.
whole West
It's my
Coast
whole
scene?
life.
Like,
yes. I mean, I'm trying to get DB to come. DB by the bag. I've been trying to get him on the show for like 6 months.
so let me ask you, what do you think is
Listen,
wrong
I'm
with
talking
out
to Russ,
here?
trying to get him.
Russ has us on his tour. He's stopping by in LA. He's putting us on the media pass. So we're gonna be the only media platform covering that tour when he's in LA.
You talking about the DB one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's come. We're doing his release party, so we're gonna be covering the release
So
party.
yeah, I mean, I think
Impact.
And Russ has him pulling.
Impact.
And Russ has him pulling up to our podcast as one of the stops while he's on
this
tour.
is what I would say.
Impact.
I think
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna be if you're gonna be a platform that, I think it should be kind of like your duty to try to help up and coming artists. So if you watch my shit, you'll notice I'll have artists that not a lot of people know, but I just happen to think they're dope, and then I'll have artists everybody knows.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
for me, it's like part of what I'm
I
doing.
think that's the wow factor.
That's
because,
important.
Because like I had Desto Dub on, and when I had Desto on, the internet went crazy. My numbers shot up, right? And then right after that, we're bringing regular people on, but it makes people feel like, fuck, I could be a part of that too. That's the power of bringing big names on and regular people.
Yeah, we had I'm trying to think. I mean, dude, I tap in with, dude, I had Lil Russell on the podcast like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Before everybody was like,
On them.
yeah. So for me, it's like, I'm always just like, hey, if someone's dope and I see what they're doing, like, dude, that Mexican OT's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Him and I had a moment on the show where I was like, dude, I DM'd you a year and a half ago, and you hit me back. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, you got to kind of, even in here in LA, like, dude, I've tried to pretty much show love to everybody I fuck with in LA.
So what do you think is the problem out here? Like, just I support Dejan and his
Are we
whole
talking
thing.
about podcasts?
The artists right now. Why do you think the West Coast music scene? Because I produce, I'm a DJ, and I see
This
it
is what
too.
I would
What do
say.
you think? Why are we not selling out here? Why is it not going crazy in the West right now?
I would say the following. The answer is already there. If you look at the artists who have worked from LA in the last, let's say, 10 years, right? Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Roddy Ricch, Blast, YG, Ty Dolla $ign, and you just go up and down the list, right? None of those guys' music, at a certain point in time, every single one of those people showed the ability to make records that were bigger than what is perceived to be the Los Angeles sound. So if you think about YG Tooted and Booted was definitely like a snapshot into the LA sound at that time. But what really changed YG's life was My Hitter with Jeezy and Rich Homie Quan.
Right.
Because that kind of busted open the whole country for him. And then what did he do? He put out one of the best albums of the last 10 years, a classic. My Crazy Life is like the type of music that is undeniable. So if you're putting out undeniable levels of music, quality, you could put it in the rafters next to Good Kid, Mad City and Doggy Style and Get Rich or Die Trying. Mm-hmm. That's the level of music you need to make.
So you think artists are making that out here?
I think that people are making good LA music.
What do you think about like the whole Soak City, shout out 310 Baby, like that Detroit West Coast bounce?
I think the Detroit shit, I think like you said, like all that shit is cool, but at the end of the day, is that shit a snapshot into what's going on right now? Is it timeless?
So you think that
Let me ask you a question. Is you should ask yourself, because this is why I always tell everybody, make timeless music. Timeless means if you listen to it in 10 years.
It's still gonna work.
Right. Is Lil Veda making timeless music? Probably not. Is he making
He
dope?
might be though because it's samples, so it might be.
No,
it might be though.
But what I'm saying
agree.
is
Samples take you back.
is he making hot records for the West Coast to play in a club? Fuck yeah. But is that shit, if you play it back in 10 years, 15 years, are people gonna be like, yo, you like, think about the jerk shit.
we really don't know, to be honest. I feel like this
we
generation.
don't know. But what I'm saying is this, right? Like, timeless music always prevails. For the next Ty Dolla $ign makes timeless.
Do you think it was for that time though? Like, don't you think the kids now that are growing up, these high schoolers, like people say, oh, they're making high school music. It's just TikTok gimmick music.
Think about it.
Do you think that could be timeless
the jerk
though?
shit, right?
But that was an era though.
It was an era. But do you hear people playing I'm a Jerk in the club anymore? No. Do you hear people playing Dreams and Nightmares in the club still? Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Hey, think about some LA shit. Ballin' by Roddy Ricch and Mustard. Yeah. That record will always be played, even if it's a part of your opening set. That record is getting played in the club. Now, it might not get played every night, but that record is timeless.
When you break that down, what do you think about a timeless record? Is it the production, the
Everything.
beat, or just the song lyrics?
We're talking about, who's the biggest LA rapper in the last 20 years? It's Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is making the highest level of hip hop you can make, right? Like, it's just like.
But a lot of people weren't really fucking with his album.
Whose album? You talking about where he sold out the Staples Center?
No. When it was
just
it was just kind of a weird album.
I thought it was brilliant.
Like how often do you listen to that album?
A lot.
For real?
100%. First of all, Kendrick Lamar EP is a fucking classic. All right. So if you think back to when Dre shouted him out, on Big Boy's Neighborhood, and then Kendrick dropped that I think it was the Watch Out for Detox freestyle. Am I wrong? What's the fuck was the name of that shit? I think it was the Watch Out for Detox freestyle. The thing about Kendrick Lamar is like maybe the greatest rapper of all time. Mm-hmm. So like, again, we're talking about he's an alien.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he's an alien.
Yeah.
So like he's an alien talented person who's just making music to live to.
Yeah,
right.
But he's not just sitting there rapping in one tone. Like
no. Kendrick uses his voice as a tool. I always say Kendrick's voice is an instrument.
There's some rappers that find a formula and they just stick to that on every song, and you could take it and put it on any song and it'll work.
But that only lasts so long.
Thing. Yeah, but what I'm saying is with Kendrick, he doesn't have that. You don't know what he's going to.
Because Kendrick's one of the greatest rappers of all time. Yeah. So to me, the LA dilemma is: are LA artists making a real conscious effort to make like shit that works, or shit that'll be here forever?
You say LA. Do you know IE has a ton of plethora? Even the Bay Area, San Diego.
I'm tapped in with all that shit. Yeah, I mean, IE's fucking
but
great.
Honestly,
name some IE artists. I want to know who
artists,
Boy.
I don't think artists are thinking that deep into it. I think a lot of these street artists are just having fun.
We just had Cam Archer on the show, who's from San Bernardino. All right, we got to stop the interview real quick. Tell you about our folks at MyBookie, our partners at MyBookie. Man, listen, football season is approaching. It is preseason right now. I can feel it. Just had my first fantasy draft. It's time to get this fucking money. NFL is here. Go to mybookie.ag right now. Sign up for a new account. Use the promo code Bootleg right now. When you sign up, they're going to give you that first deposit bonus. Now, MyBookie's crazy because no matter where you're at, you can go on, you can get in on some of that NFL action. You can get in on some of that baseball action. You can get in on their live casino, blackjack, roulette, slots, whatever you're into, it's going down. MyBookie.ag, all right? Sign up right now with that promo code Bootleg. They're going to hook you up real nice. First deposit bonus. Free money to gamble with, bro, when you sign up. What are we talking about? Football season is here. This is literally my favorite time of the year as a degenerate. We must participate. We got to get a little action in every Sunday on something. Maybe a little Thursday night football action. Maybe a little preseason action. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? Throw 100 on it. Fuck it. Sign up, mybookie.ag. Use that promo code Bootleg, and they're going to get you hooked up with that first deposit bonus. Also, want to give a big shout out to our family at King Palm, man. Want to give a shout out to King Palm. They have the Sugar Sean. First of all, congratulations to Phoenix, Arizona's own Sugar Sean for just winning that title with UFC. They did a collab with them. These are the Sugar Punch Honey Orange pre-rolls, which are gas. All right, now this is what's dope about King Palm. 100% organic, all right? We're talking about no tobacco, organic leaves. And what's dope is they have these terpene-infused tips that people just love, bro. They're called the flavor tips, right? You you bust one of these boys out, you know what I'm saying? You fill it with your stuff, whatever you want to smoke, some of that flour that you got from Hardin, and then you hit the tip, and man, I just tasted it right now. Just flavor, full of flavor. Now, go to kingpalm.com right now. Use the promo code Bootleg, and you're going to get half off. Half off whatever's on kingpalm.com. If you don't know, King Palm is everywhere. Go to your local smoke shop. Go to your local 7-Eleven. They got King Palms everywhere. So many flavors. So many vibes. The grapes are gas. Yo, kingpalm.com. Use the promo code Bootleg. 50% off. Let's get back to the interview. The thing about Atlanta and the South and Memphis.
Tell me.
They are the sound of hip hop. So there was a pocket in time when the sound was mustard beats.
Yeah, but
do you think it's the tempo, the 100 BPMs, the 130 BPMs?
I
what
feel
is
like
it?
I feel like ASM needs a crossover record in order for it to make.
I mean,
it
because I like the way he moves.
Yeah.
Is like his biggest record, right? Blueface got on the remix,
Right.
I just think like we got to understand like one, if you're like Roddy Ricch did such a good job of coming in and just making records.
Yeah.
Like if
but they were crossover records.
No, but if you listen,
they were crossover records.
But if you listen, even if you listen to like listen to Racks in the Middle, that's 80 BPMs. That's an 80 BPM record. That's not an 102 BPM record. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to The Box, that's fucking 58 BPMs.
Yeah. One of my favorite YG records is Toxic, right?
A fucking amazing record.
Amazing record, right? But it's like it's a crossover record. It's a commercial. It's not.
But that record's getting played everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like once ASM gets one of them type records, a crossover record, then it'll reach.
But you gotta understand, like, are you making music for you and your homies and where you're from, or are you making music for the fucking? Hey,
he's just having fun. That's
yeah. And guess what? And to me, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I love LA music, so I like West Coast music. But I also can understand that like there's certain music that has a ceiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate like someone like G Perico. He kind of goes out of his way to kind of
break the ceiling,
do different shit.
Yeah.
Like he's rapping on different styles of beats. Not everything sounds like the way G Perico shit sounded 5 years ago. Like he's doing like his Gangster Grills is fucking
But
crazy.
shout out what's his name? Steels?
Yeah, Steels is dope.
His producer. I feel like they locked in and created a sound like that's like his 40.
How important do you think that is, though?
Yeah.
Like,
very important.
In the West Coast, do you think it's a lot of producers or a lot of beat makers? Because who's
Beat
really
makers.
locking in with these
There's
artists,
a lot
going
of
to
beat
studio
makers.
sessions?
No, there's a lot of beat makers for sure. But producers are like you said, you got to kind of like Steel's a producer.
Yes.
Yeah, but to see
Like, and he DJs.
but to see Steels come up and how he started and where he's at now, it's like you're the superstar. It wasn't all these artists you're working with.
Think about we're talking about Roddy Ricch, right?
Yeah.
Die Young was a song that was before, please excuse me for being antisocial, right? Die Young is a record that if you're still in the club, you could just drop the hook, get in and out of that bitch. That record is 82 BPMs. That's not 100
Shout
BPM.
out the BPMs.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I DJ, so it's like...
I DJ too, yeah, I feel what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and guess what? Then NLE Choppa had to go and get him a Roddy hook on an 82 BPM record. Walk Him Down is crazy. And that's what? That's a dude from the South who was like, I got to tap in with Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, right now, think about Blast. Everyone, if you look at Nas has got Blast on his albums. Rick Ross got Blast doing hooks. Like, Ty Dolla $ign was one of those guys where if you listen to Ty, you might be like, dog, this is the greatest artist to ever live. If you listen to some of his albums, like, there's no box you could put Ty Dolla $ign in because Ty is focused on making timeless music. And if it's
Ty is like a musician. He picks up guitar.
He makes beats.
He's an alien.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's not just.
But he's focused on timeless music.
These other artists we're talking about, they just
think about this.
Make music, like they just write. Like
I remember the YG mixtape era.
Yeah.
And the Pusha's Inc. shit, and things started to change when the music became more of a priority for those guys. Because you can look on YouTube. I have an interview where I'm interviewing Ty Dolla $ign, Bobby Brackens, and YG at the same time. Yeah. And at that time, Bobby Brackens was the most popping. And those guys, Ty's always been so musically like inclined that like it was just a matter of time, right? And YG, when he was on the XXL cover with the big YG chain, people were like, why is he on this cover?
Yeah.
He got one record, Tooted and Booted. People didn't understand it, right? But what happened was he put out a classic album. His first album is a literal classic, and it changed the way everyone in the country looked at YG. Because after that, you got YG Mustard and Ty on the fucking cover of The Source together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of stamped like...
Do you think in every team, everybody has their own moments to shine? Like, do you think this is leapfrog with like a lot of these camps that are moving together?
Well, I think Atlanta and the South have honestly had the hip hop in a stranglehold for like 20 years. So the South is kind of like right now it's like Memphis, you know, like Memphis, Atlanta, Alabama, but just that whole region just has. I mean, they're not let go of rap for shit.
You think the politics also holds back music collaborations?
Yeah, for sure.
So say like an artist, this
Especially
artist should
in LA.
collab with this artist.
Especially in LA, yeah.
Do you think a producer could change that and just have a hook from him and a verse from him and just make the song and drop it?
Maybe.
What do you think about that?
But I think that could be like, you would have to have both of them co-sign it. And, that's another thing that's unfortunate about LA is like sometimes like, that's why I like some of the younger dudes like One Take J and like AZ Chike. Well, Chike's had his issues with Draco and the Ingle Weird shit or whatever. But I think that the younger dudes in LA have at least made a real concerted effort to like work together.
What do you think is hindering them? Like the One Take J's, AZ Chai?
I think they're making cool music, but they just gotta make better music. Like make better music.
Good mids.
No, the shit is good. It's good West Coast shit. Like I
So
love
it's high.
It's good out here,
One
but
of
it's
my
not good
favorite
around
rappers is
everywhere else.
Ruchi. Like I love Ruchi's albums. I loved him and Chike's album.
Yeah.
But like I'm a fan of West Coast music.
Shout out Ruchi. I feel like Ruchi is one of those guys where he has good music, but his personality
Oh, it's
rolls
the best.
into his branding.
It's the best.
And it's just like, why people love Ruchi.
Ruchi's the best.
Yeah, we went after our season finale. We went with Ruchi to Kane's.
Yeah.
And we took over Kane's with Ruchi.
Listen, Ruchi's the best.
Crazy.
I mean, Ruchi's one of my
Personality,
favorite artists.
crazy.
Watch the
Yeah.
season finale of Motion Mondays on Liq Podcast, and you will understand why Ruchi is a West Coast staple and why
He's a
Ruchi
staple.
and why.
So let me
he
say
is
this about
who he is.
Ruchi, right? Ruchi's a smart kid, man, and I think somebody who's doing shit kind of like the right way since he broke away from Rock Nation is G Perico. I think he's a great example of any LA artist can look and see the amount of shots he puts up. He's putting out hella fucking product, and he's not afraid to jump on different beats and do different shit. And whether or not he catches a quote unquote hit is one thing, but the fact that he's able to take Ruchi out on a national tour.
Yeah.
Like they went on a national fucking tour in New York, in Atlanta, in DC, and did a tour off of what G Perico has done the last 3 years since you left Rock Nation. So Ruchi, to me, Ruchi is super smart and he's super talented.
Was it you that told me that Ruchi, he's independent and has bigger numbers than these artists that are
Ruchi is
signed
the
to
biggest
Rock
independent
Nation and all
artist
that?
in LA right now.
Yeah,
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 he's
yeah.
the
I
biggest
think
independent.
Perico probably is. They're both on Empire. Just
Oh,
so
Empire.
so
Okay.
Empire, they're both on the same.
What do you think
situation.
about should artists drop, or
It depends.
be very slow with their drops?
I think,
Like, what do you think?
I think if I'm independent and I'm a rapper and I'm independent, I'm dropping. Nonstop.
Best method: drop every week, drop every other week. What do you
that I
think?
can't tell you, but I'm keeping that.
Mixtapes or singles? What do you think? I'll drop a project out, or just keep single.
If
then-
you don't have a following, drop singles. If you have a following,
What dictates a following? Is there a
Yeah.
certain
This is what you
number?
gotta-
Is there a certain number that?
so this is what you got to
dictates
understand about Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Is Spotify is the biggest.
Okay.
Right. Spotify is if somebody from a record label, if you're
They're gonna check Spotify.
They don't check Apple. They go on Spotify to see your monthly listeners. It's just the standard. So when I say Spotify, I'm talking about whatever.
I
right?
agree. Okay.
Apple Music, apply it to Tidal, whatever. Every time you do a release, right, it's another push and impression to your algorithm on your on your profile, right? So if you don't have fans and you put a 12-song album out, that's one impression. That's one chance to get.
break it up into hits.
So that's one chance for you to get an audience with this body of work that you put together instead of you saying, I could get 12 chances.
Yeah.
Right?
Keep
Now,
swinging the bat
if you're
12 times.
G Perico and you got a built-in fan base, then just drop
Yeah,
out.
but where's the middle ground to be
'Cause-
like, okay, because that's the extreme.
You gotta have fans, bro. You'll know if you have fans, bro.
Yeah.
You'll know, bro. You'll know if you got motherfuckers buying all your merch, showing
Yeah.
up and selling out shows. Otherwise, drop singles and build that following because you're gonna build the following through singles.
How do you get the fans?
I mean, I don't know, bro.
What's the best way to just get that
In my
cult
opinion,
following that you've
you gotta,
seen all
you
your
gotta be
years?
extremely one, like you said, it's none of the difference. The most important shit is consistency.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
if you pop out and you got one record that does well, but then you don't do shit after that, or you do a follow-up and then you get discouraged because the follow-up didn't do, just keep throwing shots up.
What's crazy is that there's a lot of big artists in LA, and the reason I know this is because they're with it to come on the podcast, but they're just like tucked right now.
Right.
They had success. They have big records.
And that's
they're LA staples.
All this shit is consistency,
yeah,
bro.
But they, I don't know if it's comfort. I don't know if it's mental health. I don't know what it is. But a lot of these artists that were big, they just kind of go into hiding and take a couple years off when you don't have that time. That
think
time
about,
isn't there.
Hey, think
like,
about this. Think about OGZ. He's on Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
OGZ is been just dropping consistently since he left Shoreline. Albums, singles, like OGZ is on the road consistently.
Yeah.
He just announced a new tour that sold out.
Yeah.
Before that, he was on tour with YG. Like, before that, he was on his own tour. It's like, consistency matters. And then super serving, like, at the end of the day, like, you got to super...
How long do you think an artist could tuck after they drop, like, a big body of work?
It depends on how big we're talking. But if we're talking, like big locally...
Yeah.
Or like
Southern California
regionally?
artists out here.
I think, you should drop 3 months later an album. For sure. But I think motherfuckers should be dropping singles.
If you have a hit, how long do you ride it out before you drop something else? Like, do you just ride that hit?
So you can still drop something else while also pushing the hit.
Yeah.
It ain't like you can't do both.
Yeah.
So if you have a hit record that's going crazy, push that record, but then drop another record.
But I've heard a lot of these big LA artists or LA artists that are over here
It all
recently.
depends on like people's fucking like
They got
situation.
new music, but all you hear is the old stuff that works.
Well, the problem is most people will outthink themselves out of a career or overthink themselves.
Explain that.
People think too much. They're worried about, well, I don't like the way the video looks, or, people overthink everything. I mean, I see it every single day with just people who I'm close with who are artists. Like, bro, why are you sitting on 50 songs on your hard drive?
Because you're waiting. Just all go out.
Because you're waiting for the right time. When's the right time?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
put some fucking music out, bro.
Or they'll have managers or people, like these artists will have managers and people that say, oh, we gotta do it this way. Oh, and I don't like that one. Like they'll tell them, oh, I don't like that song. How are you gonna tell an artist what's good?
And that's the thing is, like, in today's world, everyone's got a short memory, bro. So you might put a song out, and if your fans don't fuck with it, drop another one.
Yeah. We had a girl on our show, and she's like, oh, I just started rapping, so I'm not really taking it serious. And I said, but if the shit went viral, you would take it serious? Like, you're waiting too long to take it serious. You're waiting for it to blow, and then by the time it goes crazy, you're not even prepared for the moment that's going to be delivered to you.
I mean,
That's the problem.
That's the problem with like when Perico was on Rock Nation, bro. They were just like overthinking all his shit. They were like, we need a radio record, and then they would overthink it. And then Perico's like, bro, as soon as he got out of that deal, that motherfucker turned up.
Yeah.
And like the proof is in the pudding. The proof of concept is there. It's like, hey, bro, like especially if you're like an artist who you're like, hey, I know I make fire West Coast music, right?
Yeah.
So let me just make up for the fact that maybe I ain't popping in Nebraska, but I'm popping from like New Mexico over, or like, El Paso over, or whatever. So let me just turn up and run up the catalog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like we use an example, Lil Vada's like killing it. You know what I mean? He's running and getting bags everywhere. It's like, bro, just keep turning up and super serving your fans. And if you catch one that's bigger, it'll happen. But like at the end of the day, like, unfortunately, for whatever reason, most of the gatekeepers in hip hop aren't based in LA, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that. Because you look at like the XXL Freshman cover, it's a East Coast biased process where they pick these artists. Yeah. Like,
so when we talk about these platforms, though, you don't think there should be a platform that should get to that standard of an XL,
but
double
the
XL?
problem is this: is double XL's double XL. That shit's been around for.
Yeah, but
it's
see,
timing.
Guess where it's at.
See, the problem is that, but see,
but they're not relevant outside of that one cover every year.
But and understand this: what we're trying to do, and the reason we're doing this and pressing so hard and in everybody's face, we plan to be the new MTV, the new 106 in Park,
Lowerville.
the new Lowerville of the music game, of culture,
more people.
Yeah.
And
I'm not just trying to sit on a table
but that's
and
what's
talk
dope
to
about
people.
LA is because if you think about LA, like we need more platforms because the whole entire industry is biased against LA.
Yeah.
So you agree what we're doing?
Yeah, I already told you.
No. But you think we need more?
No. I think the problem is
I think the podcast game is getting just as flooded as the rapper game.
I'm saying that this music industry is operating at all times.
Yeah.
At a it's operating with a non-LA bias at all times because most of the labels and the big motherfuckers, like if you think of like Adam, right? Adam is probably the biggest platform in LA.
Yeah.
Him and Vlad, right? Because Vlad's based here.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't consider them like LA platforms.
Yep.
I would say like Adam's mostly known for popping like XXX and like Little Yachty and like Little Xan and like shit like that.
Back then.
Right. So it's like right now, you know, if you think about what's going on in New York, there's the Rap Radar shit. There's Joe Budden, Noriega's in Miami, Drink Champs. In Atlanta, you got a bunch of academics is in New York. So everybody, Double XL's in New York. Complex is a New York-based company. Complex is a media juggernaut that is New York. All the people who work there, for the most part, they're New York kids.
So you're just describing like all these
So
big
think about
platforms out that way, not out here.
No. So what I'm saying is, in the way that like New York drill shit gets covered nationally, it'd be nice if they would cover LA shit nationally, like the same
But
way.
see, but
the problem
Is that the platform's fault? Is that because there's no platforms out here that are knowledgeable in the culture
I just
and
think
pushing
that
it?
I feel like, but I feel like this. I have a lot of friends in Jersey and the East Coast and shit like that. And with everything we're doing, they fuck with heavy. And you get me? And so for me, I'm not like let's say for instance like the Figmunity and the community, and there's like a certain street lane that they stay in.
Yeah.
So there's like a bubble with what we're doing. This is like, I'm not street, I'm not hood,
Right.
I'm none of that shit. So like I said, to be like the MTV version of Up to Date and being that platform, if we're able to get the artists to be to launch them out, and they're not looking at just the artist, but they're looking at the platform who's doing it, they will get their shout out on that side of town. But they need a big platform under them to be able to shout them out.
Yeah, I think there's a few things, right? If you really think about like guys who have gotten like extremely huge notoriety recently who are from the West Coast, it's because they're doing something different.
Who are they?
La Russell. La Russell's been on every podcast and the
True,
Breakfast Club.
true, but
He's been on Earn Your
to
Leisure,
play,
the Breakfast Club.
to play devil's advocate, La Russell's lane is live performances, and his music.
But he's got fans. I mean,
I'm not saying he doesn't. No, I'm not saying he doesn't.
He's got fans off of his music.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this man announce
1,000%. I'm not denying his greatness. I'm not denying the people that are showing up for him and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, it's like people that freestyle have a hard time making radio records. You get me? And so his music just hits a little bit different. His lane is live performances.
I wouldn't say that's
his bars, when it's live performances, you just feel it. It's like, oh shit, people connect to it. But when you hear the song on a regular MP3, mixed and mastered and all that stuff, La Russell's records don't hit the same.
But my point is, who's getting...
And I got love for you, bro. No hate. I'm just keeping it a stack.
This is my point. Who's getting national... Like, La Russell's whole approach to this shit,
he changed the music game. Yeah, he changed the game for sure.
So he's been getting exposure on every platform that's not... So the problem is...
But what song on the not radio, what MP3 of his is going crazy right now?
You're just saying that because he's different, though.
I love Get the Bag. That shit's hard.
No, but like the MP3 version or the live version? Because the live version goes a lot crazier.
The stream. I mean, I listen to La Russell shit. He puts an album out like every month. I mean, La Russell's doing numbers on Spotify.
Yeah. I'm not saying that he's not, but what I'm saying is
what he's doing is building a community and building a cult following like we've never seen, while also changing music.
And that's why I'll give credit to La Russell right now. There's a lot of people that were scared to like bring people to my crib and do this and all that. Seeing what he did, it gave me the battery to have people pull up.
Yeah.
I was like, he's doing it. Like, yeah, let's do it. Like, it's possible.
Yeah, so I would say like,
me?
you know, it's important to like, you know, a lot of these bigger companies like Complex or Amazon, a lot of the people who are running shit at Amazon now are LA folks. So you'll see like Amazon will probably start showing more attention through rap rotation and Amazon Music to LA artists, because a lot of the folks pulling the strings on the Amazon Music side are LA folks. So you'll notice that'll change.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like...
But for me, like even like a lot of this young LA sound right now, the moment I hear click, click, bang, bang, boom, boom, it's just like, all right, bro.
No, I appreciate everybody having fun. And
like,
and I think like you asked, like how can LA music kind of take over more? It's like,
West Coast, not just LA.
West Coast, just make better music.
I feel like there's a lot of
That's an
people that
easy
makes
answer.
good music though. Like
Good
in the IE,
music.
shout out Morgan C.
Hey,
If you don't know
good music.
I could show you some great music from the IE artists that nobody's shining light on the IE right now. I don't know why. It's LA. Dizzler got the Bay Area, but IE has
got the
tons of
Bay.
talent.
Yeah, nah. I mean, San Bernardino, IE,
Rancho Cucamonga, Moreno Valley.
even Oceanside. Desi Hollow's fire.
Yeah.
Do you know Do the Damn Thing from San
I heard of him.
Bernardino?
Yeah, I heard of him.
Very.
What's the other kid who we tried to interview like 3 times, but he just no-showed every time. He kept having shit.
IE?
Nice from San Bernardino.
How do you feel about no shows?
I mean, it depends on who it is, honestly.
For real?
If like someone no-shows, I guess a no-show is different than like canceling.
Yeah.
But if someone just no-shows and I don't hear from them, I'm like, well, thanks.
No, but like canceling and you know it's
I mean,
bullshit.
listen, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
But like the dude, Hembeezy,
What do you think about him? He busy.
he no-showed 3 times on the podcast.
He
For real?
does he have an interview here?
He was supposed to. 3
Do you know
different
where he's
times.
from?
Isn't he from San Bernardino?
What do you think? You think that he's from San Bernardino? He said that?
No, where's he from?
Oh.
He's from somewhere over there, right?
I mean, I've seen interviews. He's from LA, I guess. I guess he's from LA.
Bro, I'm not.
But what do you think about him Beezy though? Like, what do you think as far as like him on the West Coast? Like how he's getting played in like Florida, and that they're thinking he's a Florida artist, and like from what I've seen at least, like they think he's a
I'm not educated enough to
nationwide artist type.
speak on like what he's doing because I've heard of his like a couple records and I just thought they were cool, you know.
Okay.
But why did you want to bring him in? Because of those couple records?
No, he was gonna come in and freestyle. Like I like to like if somebody's like buzzing, I like to have him come up and rap, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, he was supposed to come on here and just he had like a car breakdown and his one time his manager was here. Him and Little Veda have the same manager.
Yeah.
Or they did. But his managers were here and they were just waiting on him. And he just had shit pop up. I eventually, I'm sure, have him come up. You know, he was supposed to come up and rap. Who
The
else?
first time when we had Desta on, the team got together. Everybody's like, Desta's coming, all this shit or whatever. I posted it. I had groupies pop up to the studio, all this shit or whatever, right? Just because Desta was coming. Then he called and was like, I got a flat tire on the freeway or whatever. I'm like,
Are you doing it like over there, like in like where you're from?
West Covina.
That's where. You,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
motherfuckers, that's the drive, bro.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh shit, here's the excuse. Because I didn't meet him until that interview.
Right.
I thought it was bullshit. And then I looked at his story. And I'm like, oh, he actually like fucked
Right.
his car up.
Right.
You feel me? And so I just feel like a lot of people take things sensitive when you got
I
to
don't
realize
take listen.
life is
I don't
life.
take anything personal.
Life is life.
Anything music related or industry related, I don't take any of this shit personal.
Yeah.
ESTG stood up and walked out of an interview, and I was like, "Well, that was fun. Whatever. I don't give a fuck." Like,
But was the energy aggressive when he walked out, or was it
it
like?
was just like weird. But I don't.
But it wasn't on no
But that doesn't like. It was just weird.
passive aggressive.
Fucking this
it wasn't
fly,
like,
bro.
It wasn't like what's his name, Baby, where he was like, put some respect on my name, keep my name out your fucking mouth.
It wasn't like that. No.
It wasn't aggressive.
But I don't take any of this shit personal, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care about none of this shit. Motherfuckers
Yeah.
have bad days. These fools don't. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I literally don't care. Like you could have gave me an F, and I wouldn't have commented. I just wouldn't have cared.
Well, we have
Hey,
still.
will we
this still
be
have
here?
happened if you had an
If
F.
we gave you F, will we still be here right now?
No.
So the A made us get on here.
Slow down.
Hit the bones on it one time.
I honestly probably.
So the fact that you got an A is why we're here.
Well, I mean, no, not just
Did
that.
you know who I am? Do you know who Yike Mike is? Do you know never know the records I made or
No.
DJing or nothing? Okay.
Got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our good folks at Blue Chew, baby. That's right. Shout out to Blue Chew, man. Listen, everyone's always asking me, does Blue Chew work? Of course it works because it has the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. It is dick season out here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that dick is up to par. You know, you get on that Blue Chew and you're going to never like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, you remember when Barry Bonds hit 70 home runs in a season and now they're not letting him in the Hall of Fame? Like, you get off that Blue Chew, they're not going to let you in the Dick Hall of Fame because it's cheating, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, BlueChew.com, use the promo code Bootleg when you sign up. Now, this is what's dope about Blue Chew because you want to know if it works. Well, they're going to send you a month for free. Free Blue Chew in discreet packaging, delivered right to your door, but you have to use the promo code Bootleg. BlueChew.com, promo code Bootleg. Everything's online. No doctor's office visits. No worrying about fucking having a weird conversation with some dickhead about your fucking dickhead. No. You fucking BlueChew.com, free month, online. You don't even have to leave your fucking apartment. You don't have to leave anywhere. You just order it. It comes in the mail. And then, you get to work. You get to work, all right? So use that promo code Bootleg and get a free month of Blue Chew. Also want to give a big shout out to our good folks at Odd Socks. Now, this is what's up about Odd Socks. I'm about to reach into my Odd Socks bag. Oh, man. Look, Odd Socks, they got all of the fucking sick licenses. Recently, they locked down Coca-Cola. Recently, they locked down fucking Transformers, Saban, Power Rangers. We got Yoo-Hoo. We got Sour Patch Kids. They got their Odd Socks basics, and I'm telling you, the most comfortable socks in the world. In the fucking world, all right? And they can all be yours. 20% off. 20% off using the promo code Bootleg if you go to oddsocksofficial.com. The most comfortable socks in the world. And they got draws. And these draws are amazing. This is a small, just so we're clear. This is a small, yeah. Yeah. Chicks can wear these, A lot of chicks like wearing these booty shorts around the crib and shit. Oddsocksofficial.com, whatever you're into. They got the license, WWE, Scarface, fucking Breaking Bad, whatever. Oddsocksofficial.com, promo code Bootleg. Go over there, get 20% off right now. Let's get back to the interview.
But I think the bigger question is, would you be open to exploring the IE just as much as you do
of course.
LA?
How come you haven't? What stopped you?
Yeah.
I actually, like right now, what I want to do, so I'm from Arizona, so I've done Arizona Cypher, where I had who I thought, because I've had my favorite AZ artists come out to LA. We did a Cypher. I did it with Tucson too.
Yeah.
So my next thing is to do San Diego, IE, the High Desert, Victorville, Apple Valley, see if there's anybody dope out there.
You heard of Matty Ice?
I've heard of him, yes.
Yeah. He's in Arizona doing the big things with artists out there.
Let me ask you, for as long as you've been doing radio and in the music scene, why have you not have already been tapped in with the IE a long time ago? And why
Mike
even not
wants
now?
an answer. You're not.
I'm just confused on why there's not no light in the IE right now.
Okay, who's the biggest
everything
artist in IE ever? Rapper.
I mean, rapper.
R3's from out there. R3's pretty big.
I tried to interview R3.
And what happened?
We got to work on. He's on 300.
S5.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why you don't like
Keys.
MBZ, because they got beef.
Okay, Girls Love Dev.
I don't know. I've never heard Girls Love Dev's music, so I've heard the name, but I don't know his music.
But yeah,
And I'll be paying attention. So I'm
when
not
he
like.
first came on the show, he told me about R3, and R3 was barely bubbling. And then
Okay, but who's the biggest ever?
And it went crazy.
Is it safe to say Drummer Boy is probably the most successful IE artist that's independent ever?
Price.
No, I would say a Hit Boy.
Okay,
Hit Boy, but
Hit
he's a
Boy also
producer.
is Pasadena too. His dad was in
He's
Pasadena.
an IE artist.
Now he's Fontana.
Okay,
though.
He's an IE
So
artist.
guess what?
Everybody considers him an LA artist, but he's an IE artist.
Listen, man, I had everybody from HS87. Hit Boy's been on my show 30 times.
Yeah.
Everybody from HS87 has, back in the day when HS87 was moving,
Yeah.
dog, my thing is hey, there's a dude named Cam Archer from San Bernardino.
Yep, I know Cam Archer.
Who to me was an alien level rapper, because I saw one of my producer saw one of his freestyles, sent it to me. I'm like,
Cam Archer.
guess what though?
Can I ask you a question? What makes you care about artists?
I just
Why? What intrigues you about it?
I just been, bro, my whole life has been hip hop.
Yeah, I know. I just seen you post that Happy Birthday to Hip Hop, and I seen your timeline.
my whole life, man.
You were young as fuck.
Since I was 5 years old, my whole life's revolved around rap music. So, for me,
the question
Cam
still
Archer
stands.
shit came across my desk, and I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Right.
He's got to come rap.
So it just got to come across you.
But-
I just,
but
yeah, I
what's
mean, look,
intrusive?
bro,
So I
you
can
gotta
put you on
understand-
then to these
You gotta
artists.
understand, I got fucking 9 businesses going on at the same time, bro.
Yeah.
So it's I like to discover new music, but at the same time,
How much of it is, but what I'm asking is, how much of it is a business and just keeping it going? And how much of it, what actually interests you about artists and bring them in? Or are you just this is what I do and this is just how the
because
system
this is
works
the thing
and we're
what you
just throwing
understand
artists
is
through?
the podcast is a great bag for me.
Yeah.
But bro, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I don't need this shit.
Let me have it.
I'm a hustler, bro.
But isn't this how you tap in with the culture and figure out this West Coast?
This is what I'm saying. I just had this conversation with an interview I did from the Netherlands, and he's like, "Why? What pushes you? Is passion. I just love music."
Yeah.
And you'll see me pushing a lot of the type of hip hop I'm really into, right? So if it's Cam's crazy. I'm like, oh,
So you're biased towards it. If you like it, that's when you're gonna.
I
mess
Well,
with
this
it.
is his platform. He
I
can
guess,
be.
of course.
It's
If
platform.
I like
Yeah,
somebody's shit,
Yeah.
and they might not be popping, I like you.
Okay.
So come up and let me help you out with my platform.
So it's not just to open like, oh, I see, I believe in them.
Or if it makes sense, if somebody is like, hey, I'm working with this artist, and I check this shit out, and I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. Like maybe it ain't for me, but just if I only interviewed people I was into, I would only interview like 12 guys.
Yeah.
You know. So if I see what someone's doing and I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing, listen, or I think they might be interesting.
Yeah.
Like there's artists who I love to talk to who I might not necessarily love their music, but we have dope conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
1000%.
What about producers and DJs though? Is it
To
different?
me, I mean, I'm not interviewing DJs unless they've like contributed like crazy shit to hip hop.
What about producers?
Yeah, I mean, I'll interview producers. I've had Hit Boy on 30 fucking million times. I'm working on getting the Alchemist on right now. Like,
Is there a certain level of stature?
I've had Mustard on a bunch. Yeah, I'm not just interviewing a producer because you gotta. I
If
had.
he made a hit record that's going
It's not
crazy.
even that. Like I had Jay Nari on the show and Dupree before. Like, you know, I've had guys on, but like I'm not just. Yo, you can't tell me you produced a Blueface song and expect to come and sit down with me. Like, I don't care. Just to be honest.
What is the
I just don't give a
criteria?
I just have to care.
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
when I think of League of Stars
I'm with you.
and Dupree and Jay Nari, I think of like an era of West Coast music. I'm like, these guys
a wave they started.
These guys were a part of that wave that's important in the context of the historical conversation of LA rap. So I would love to talk to Dupree and Jay Nari and them dudes about just that era.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? How many people are in your ear when you go outside?
Too much. My DMs are a fucking terrible place.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I get sent shit 30, 40, 50, 100 times a day.
You got security when you go out?
No. They come and rob me, bro.
No, not even
No, not
rob.
rob. No.
No. We're getting to a point
I
right
get
now.
nowhere. I've never had security. I mean, dude,
we're getting to a point right now where it's not security for safety; it's security to keep people away.
Yeah, no, I
like
don't
the
care.
crazy part about it is,
I don't care about none of that shit. I
Nah,
mean, look,
bro.
you can walk up to me. I'll talk. That's
Grabbing on
No,
you though, and
grabbing.
touching
but
you.
what
and,
nobody
hey,
what nobody
in your
can say
ear,
about
in
me
your
is
ear.
that they ever came up to me and I was like, I'd never a big.
dick to 'em.
I'm not a big timer. I'm just like, hey, I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Like
not
I just
okay. There's
I just-
talking.
I just
agree.
went to the Big X the Plug concert at the
Okay,
Echo.
wait, yeah.
And I went
But
alone.
You'll say you'll talk to anybody until you have a drunk person trying to tell you, I need to be on your podcast, bro, because I'm going to say the craziest
Dog,
shit.
I own a nightclub, bro.
Do you hear all that shit on the
So when
regular?
I walk through my club in Arizona,
that shit is
everyone's,
crazy.
yo, put me on the podcast,
That shit
bro.
is crazy.
And what's your response? What are your response?
No.
Right then and there?
Yeah, no. DM me your shit, and if I get around to it, I'll check it out. But no.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just putting you on my platform.
Because I met you at a club.
Just because.
So, hey, so
Like, I don't give a fuck.
So it's a general census. Hollering at a podcast or at a club isn't the move.
What do you hope to achieve?
No, I know. I just want the audience to know.
No.
So hollering at a podcaster to get on the podcast in public is not the place to do it.
No, people want me to play their songs on the radio, and it's unmixed, mastered, and
Tell them.
dirty. It's like how
They be
fucking-
wanting me to send. They send me music, and it's like, bro, you really want me to play this at this
Bro,
type of party?
I'm on the radio every single day
Yeah.
in 25 cities.
Yeah.
LA, Vegas, Miami, Tampa,
Yep.
Phoenix, Tucson, Madison, Wisconsin, Flint, Michigan, every single day. 4 hours a day, I'm on the radio. Right now, you're gonna get in your car at 7 in 20 minutes. You'll hear the Bootleg Kev show on Real 92.3 as soon as you get in that car. So, fuck. Like, what if I don't owe you shit? Like, what? I'm trying to. I'm gonna play some shit. It's gonna be some shit that makes sense, bro.
Yeah.
You got to compete against Drake on these airwaves, motherfucker. You think I'm gonna play your local rap shit?
Yeah.
That's not how this shit works.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, well, look, go watch the YouTube channel Mondays and Wednesdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could check this
Oh, yeah. Money. Oh,
Nah,
it's about us right
Instagram.
now.
Instagram
Yeah.
Live.
IG Live.
Oh, actually, yeah. So look, Motion Mondays was on YouTube. You could go see all the Motion Mondays we have uploaded. We're now changing the game right now. We're the only podcast, right, that I've seen that is going live on Instagram that looks like full production with these mics and cameras and
Right.
everything. We have a whole vertical display that goes straight to Instagram Live.
So you have YouTube and Instagram Live
Yes,
simultaneously.
yes. We're on. Yes, it's
what's the IG and the YouTube channels people can go look at?
Liq Podcast, Liq Podcast, not Liq. We ain't looking shit. It's the Liq Podcast, like wet, like water, like that shit.
There it is, and you can check out the report card. It's
and when we say we got an A+, you got to think about it. We're innovating, we're creating,
I'm
we're
willing
shifting.
to dialogue with anybody about my A+.
Just name another podcast for one. We could just get who's going on Instagram Live Monday, Wednesday with the setup, the display, everything. If you can't answer that question, that's why it's
for
A+.
us, it's deeper than just a microphone. There's real art
Yeah,
happening.
because we're producers, DJs, engineers. We make music. We're actually artists.
But it's not just music. We're creating the
deeper
look
than
of the brand.
podcast. It's deeper.
We're creating the brand and doing all that Photoshop shit. We're not going to Fiverr and paying somebody.
We're making our own drip and wearing it fly. We're at the parties. We're looking saucy drip. The artists that are at the clubs and parties we're having more motion and more people trying to be in our section than them.
We're looking way crazier than Balenciaga right now. We're next to these rappers that don't know how to wear Balenciaga and they're looking at us like crazy.
Let the designer wear them instead of wearing the designer.
We're the new Lowerville's the new streetwear brand of the Inland Empire, SoCal, NorCal, whatever you want to say.
Shout out to the fucking IE, man.
Shout out to the
IE, man. I just had to tell Kev right quick, man. It's going crazy in the IE right now, whether y'all don't know it or not. Producers going crazy. Shout out DJ Eric, Justin, Girls Love Deb. The artistry out there is going crazy. Morgan C.
Shout out to the IE, man.
It's going crazy right now. This is a wave that's coming up. The young kids, they got it. The youngins, they got it.
I got nothing but love. I'm on the radio.
I got to get you hip, Kev. I got to get you hip.
Yeah.
I'm Yike Mike. This is what I do. I'm in the culture.
I'll tell you what. You give me a list of 10 artists who can rap.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Because then I'll do a cipher.
Okay.
With 10 of them.
We're going to do
that. They
that.
got to rap.
Yes.
They can't fuck around. They got to be able to
rap.
Yeah,
and I got to ask you this question.
His ears are good.
Yeah, I engineer and all that, range, real producer. But I got to ask you this. When you look at artists, do you think the look hinders them, or if they can just have a crazy flow, crazy voice? Do you think the image hinders?
I don't know, bro. There's no right answer.
Or do you not look at that stuff? That doesn't matter.
There's no right answer.
Okay.
No, we're not looking for a right answer. We're looking for
because there's examples of people who you would not think have an image that pop. They're people who don't have star quality that become stars. Like there's no exact science. How good is the music?
I'm just saying that because I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, if you don't look the part, just because you can be talented and have all this and that, but if you don't look the part,
I mean, you're not
going to be able to get
go
marketed
out of the way to look like shit. You know, like you should look presentable. If you're an artist, you're a product. What everyone needs to understand is you and your music. Both of you are products.
Yep.
The image, right?
Yep.
No, you're a product.
You're a product.
But that's image, though, right?
I mean, it's a part of it.
So the image has...
Your image might even be that you are like...
You're the product.
That you're homeless.
Understand you're the product. Yep.
But you are a product that is being sold. Make no money.
Understand your product.
If you do not look at yourself like a product, then you're fucked.
Yep.
Because this is the music business. This is not the music
community
club. It's business. Yeah. You're a product. Your music is a product. Your live show is a product. If you don't look at it as I'm a product, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Who cares about your fucking talent?
Type shit. There's a lot of
talent. You think talent doesn't work? It's all about hard work.
There's a lot of talented people.
What do you think?
I know talented art. I know alien level talented motherfuckers that you'll never know about because
they're lazy as fuck.
They're lazy and they think that they're entitled because they're so good.
Yep.
I hear a lot that like talented people think, "Oh, I'm so good. This is music."
That you ain't got to put in the work.
They're too cool.
Yeah.
They're too cool.
Hey, you could be talented all you want, but if you ain't willing to fucking get over yourself and put the work in, then you're fucked.
It's like an agenda that people that have talent they have. Like, oh, all these people are. I'm better than them. And
all right. Well, good luck, man. Have fun being talented in your bedroom. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys pulling up the Liq Podcast. Mondays and Wednesdays, check out their live streams, man. Much
Instagram
love.
Live.
Into the Liq Podcast.
Can we get the bombs on him too? Can we get the bombs? Hit the bombs on him right quick.
Into the Liq Podcast.
Thank you, Kev. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, Kev, for real.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's nice to meet you, bro, for real.
Hey, what up, man? You just watched another episode of the Bootleg Podcast brought to you by Hardin, baby. Shout out to the family at Hardin. Don't forget, make sure if you're in Las Vegas, you get into that taxi. As soon as you land, you get into that Uber, say, take me to Hardin, all right? They're going to get you taken care of. The most craziest premium selection of cannabis you'll ever find under one roof. It's a vibe in there. The bud tenders, they're going to take care of you. Man, listen, tell them I sent you. They're going to get you right Shout out to the family at Hardin in Las Vegas, the #1 dispensary in the world, all right? And we are so proud to be partners with them. So shout out to Hardin. Go follow them online, Hardin_Las Vegas, and check out their website, HardinLasVegas.com. Get you some swag. You know, you can't buy this, but, you know, yeah, shout out to Hardin.